Hello, world, and welcome back to another episode of What Remains of Edith Finch. Now, our last experiences in this game included seeing the stories of both Gregory and Gus. Gus was a little bit of a mystery. We're not 100% certain how he died, but Gregory just. Sad to say, but I had to kill a 1-year-old. I killed Gregory and Calvin. I killed Calvin too, and I am one death away from being the serial killer of the Finches. like seriously, 3 kills and that'll be it. I'm classified FBI's most wanted. I've been terrorizing this family for most of my life, and so we got to see their stories, and you know, put a damper on the mood a little bit. We got to see the children's room between Gregory, Gus, and Dawn. Dawn was our mother, and we got to see the rooms, explore their stories a little bit, and we learned the literary connection with the family, like how most of them had a taste for writing as novelists or poets, or even like educational books. Like we saw Dawn's book, and we know that we're not the only living member of the Finches. There could still be another, and that is Milton Finch, who is missing. So now we are gonna see Milton's story. I assume, because it sounds like Milton was given a castle. Was our last bit of dialogue from Edith. And it seems like that'll be his theme. We see a crown and a mustache there. Or I guess, a crown and a reverse commas, or apostrophes. Yeah, upside down reversed apostrophes. There we go. That's what I was thinking. What's the point of sealing the door if like the window is like 5 feet away from it? I like that drawing though. It's really good art. I don't know what it's of, but I enjoy it. I'm gonna see if there's anything over here. Always good to check. These adventuring games, you never know. Secrets everywhere. Can't trust them. Why are there yellow footprints? Oh, right. I'm dumb. Yeah, Milton was an artist. He had the paintbrush on his memorial. And I even remembered to say memorial. See, I am super sharp regarding this family. I just remember names. Relations are a little hard for me to stick to, but yeah. Wow, this is good actually. Did he build this model by himself? These art pieces, they're pretty good actually. Milton would have been a good artist.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
Edie was a painter. Okay. Alright. I wonder what Edie's connection to birds is then. Maybe she just liked to paint birds. Because I remember visiting her room and there's like stuffed birds and whatnot everywhere. I'm so worried for Edith. I hate having her climb things. Because, pregnant. 22 weeks. There's even a little bit of a jiggle there. Or I thought I saw a jiggle. Projects. Wow. That would make a good, like, fictional art piece right there. Put a sky and background and landscape. Dang. Extra, extra. Historic American newspaper is now available. Yeah, that's a terrible headline. Murder probe clues exhausted. Wow, Milton was into some weird articles. Well, he's an artist, so I wouldn't put it beyond him. Artists have a taste for the weird and the unique, is what I know. Huh. Wonder if he ever tried painting that area over there. Maybe he got the inspiration for that piece just by the house itself, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go ahead and experience this story, huh?
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Interesting. Oh. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. The controls are a little wonky. Gotta get used to it. Whoa. This is a really good flip book. Oh my goodness, the detail is amazing. That's so cool. Aw. Yeah, he didn't quite finish it. Dang it. Milton, wherever you are, that was amazing. Yeah. That was just, I don't know how to phrase it. That was just plain fantastic. Thank you very, very much, Milton. That was awesome.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
I wonder why he went missing, though.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Milton found something in the house? Oh. Nowhere to go but up. That's really clever, actually. That's clever. Like, level design, because I was so focused on what was ahead of me that I didn't even notice that I could turn right. That's really clever. That way I experience events in order.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
Yeesh. Well, some people do that. Like you know, you never know when the last time you talked to someone will be the last time. So you might argue with someone and then say things that you might regret, and then, you know, you never see him again. That, you know, it happens.
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Huh. Oh, right, Lewis worked... Yeah, no, we learned that in, like, the first episode. Lewis worked at the cannery. My bad. But I was just thinking this, is that I don't really say things I regret to anyone. Like, I say what I am, if that makes any sense. Like, not what I believe, because beliefs can change. Thoughts can change over time. But to say what you are is another thing entirely. Like, if you say you are opposed to something, you'll never change on that. If you say, you know, you despise a certain idea, that's not going to change. So I say what I am, so I don't think I would regret anything if someone just disappeared one day. No. I'm kind of a strange person, I would say. Strange, bitter, however you want to put it. What's over here, though? Is there a window? Oh, I want to see if there's a window that I could peek through to, like, see inside the house. You can see a little bit. Nice little computer station. For his time, anyway. Oopsie daisy. I actually can't believe they got all this crap up here. Like, this is a boat. It's kind of amazing. But, like, man, how rich does this family have to be to, like, afford this house? It's my question. Is that a hookah?
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar.
Ah.
That part of him lived on.
420, brah. This is a nice room, actually. Yeah.
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
That's true. Having pride in everywhere you come from is vital to your culture, regardless of whom you come from. So be happy with who you are. Don't despise your ancestors for being who they were.
Lewis and I spend a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them.
Really?
He died a lot.
Interesting. You know, I'd figure he'd be decent. But is this supposed to be a Super Nintendo? That's what I'm imagining. It's been so long. Oh wow, early gaming. Excuse me. Early gaming. It takes me back. Jeez, my very first game I ever played was Grand Theft Auto 3 on the PlayStation 2, I think. And second game was Kingdom Hearts. Third game was Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town on the Nintendo Advance. And, or at least those are the earliest three that I remember. And then I also remember my family owned a Super Nintendo. I don't remember what games we played on it. I mean, obviously like Mario, but I don't remember really anything else. So man, that blows me away. That takes me back a little bit. All right, locker content. Wait, he graduated from high school. Why would there be a box of locker contents? What is this?
Dear Mrs.
Institute
Finch,
of Psychology.
As Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I
What?
believe Lewis first noticed the monotony
Canning
of his
factory,
daily
right?
life. He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
Began to what? What's going on here? What am I supposed to do here? His mind began to...
wander.
Oh. Oh! Oh, that's what it is! Look at that. That's a top-down RPG style thing right there. Okay. It took me a second to like understand the controls for that. Began to wander. So he's playing a video game in his mind as he's working. Dangerous in a canning factory, but that's really cool.
I asked him to describe it.
I'm in a maze, and it
He
looks
said
like
he started
I'm
small,
some type of wizard.
imagining a labyrinth.
A
He'd feel
labyrinth
his way about.
from which there is no escape.
Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
Wow, that's a dragon right there. Lewis is just elaborate. So we have to go through the dragon skeleton.
And things that have not names.
Have not names. Ooh,
He knew it was all in his head.
there's a fish there. Whoa, I can chop the fish. I chopped the fish. I didn't even do anything. I did it with
He
my
took it very
mind.
seriously.
This wizard has like mind powers instead of magic powers.
I had
Is it
hoped he'd find
telekinetic?
himself.
Find himself. So I gotta go this way. This is incredible. Because like, okay, so one thing I have to comment on is I have my hand, it's monotonously and automatically moving on its own to do the fish. It's hard to describe. It's like, I know the motion, it's a very simple motion, and I know that I have to keep doing it. So my hand is just naturally coming to the left, coming to the right, and going up before resetting. And then I am controlling my character on the left with my actual mind. So this is amazing. This is a fantastic game design. It's putting me in the mind of Lewis in every way. I am I keep mixing up that word. Monotonously doing work while I'm imagining and experiencing this world.
But he found something more.
Oh! It just turned isometric, boys. It just turned isometric. That shocked me for a second. You could tell because my hand stopped chopping fish.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery.
Yeah, I would too.
I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Not exactly focused, but yeah.
Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him.
This kind of reminds me as a kid a little bit. Like, this is how I would let my creativity flow. I would
It seemed very promising at first.
just create a world with my mind, and then I would just expand on it. I would expand on it until, like, I just tired myself out. I had a lot of time to think to myself as a kid. Just a lot of boredom and a
He
lot
told
of
me
chances.
he'd made a new friend.
Dog. Every, isometric RPG, you gotta have that dog in there.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Lewis Topia, huh? Oh, snap.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
What? We gained another companion, the drummer. He grants inspiration.
Then he made musicians.
Another bard. Yeah, we got 2 bards in our party. Now we just have villagers. Okay.
And songs for them to play.
This is amazing. I'm really
He talked
worried for
about
Lewis.
starting a
but
band.
yeah. Like
And he was
starting a
always
band in real
humming
life?
something.
I'm gonna shut up now while this
Every
sequence
day
is
his
playing.
imagination grew stronger.
Holy crap. That's a really cool symbol, like decoration thing. That reminds me of like ancient China with like the dragon. They would hold up like pieces of it. That's just a fish. That's still cool though.
He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
True, true.
He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Held an election for mayor and he won. Mayors don't usually wear crowns, from my understanding.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
Really?
New Louisville.
New Louisville. Come on, buddy. Gotta get a little bit more creative.
St. Louis.
Ah, okay. That's clever. I like that. I
He
lived
started
in St.
drifting
Louis
away
once.
from our reality.
I like that. St. Louis. Psh.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
Come on.
Even as his mother
Minneapolis.
pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
That's Dawn right there. Aw, he just turned depressing. Lewis working nonstop at the cannery. Mom literally shows up. Where the hell were you? You should have told me if you were
In
working
Lewisburg,
overtime.
he heard rumors of a...
Just the general feel of Lewis, I feel like he would go the handsome queen route. Pretty much just because I like the word handsome queen, or the words handsome queen. Those and beautiful
Handsome
prince
queen.
works. Handsome queen is just kind of, I'm curious. I used to make jokes with like my friends about that. Instead of like saying like to like one of my lady friends that like, oh, you're looking so pretty today. I just say, oh, you're looking handsome today. Well groomed.
The queen was on her own quest for...
Sinister serpents. That's right.
sinister serpents.
Ah. It's the Kraken. Ha! We knocked it over.
He followed the sound of her...
Wait, slow down. This is a hard decision. Electric sitar. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah.
electric sitar.
The narrator work is beautiful too. That sounds good. Hit it.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Oh, now it's full screen. Lewis is losing it. Ah, she's running
He
away.
knew the world was all in his imagination.
Why did I get triple fish there? Is he lagging behind in his work? Oh. Back up for a second. Okay, I just
But
want
he was
to point
so
out,
proud of having created
this is
it.
transforming into like straight up MMO RPG style, like quality right here. Look at that. Look at that right there. That's an MMO quality. It looks like a MMO built for
In
like
his own eyes,
young
he'd become
teens,
something
though.
greater than a king.
Whoa, he's a sultan.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Yeah, I can imagine. I like that there's a little door. Oh! Whoa. Lewis is really losing it at this point, huh?
He began to forget the world we know.
Well, I found his locker. Wow, that looks like a Nintendo Switch almost. This is really strange.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Whoa. Is that Lewis right there? Ugh, this is a horrible place to work. Look at this. Okay, cannery, like, factory line worker just went up on my list of worst jobs. This is just rotten. I'm gonna go tap Lewis on
He
the
began
shoulder.
to despise the man with a royal contempt.
I don't quite want to... I want to get like a side look at him real quick. Huh. Yeah. Hey, buddy, you okay? Just... Yeah? Tossing invisible fishies? Yeah. You tossing invisible fish to try and go to sleep? Huh? Have you taken the NyQuil in your locker? Okay, so what I can interpret from this is his mind just broke. He's performing the monotonous actions it's still being productive, but his mind is completely broken at this moment. He's just completely in his imagination. Sorry, dang it, my phone just went off. Forgot to turn my alerts off. But anyway, he has a baseball style tee. Alright, moving on. We gotta go up. Goodbye,
I
Lewis.
still thought I could save him.
Oh, that's nice. You're a pretty dedicated therapist, from what I can
Even
tell.
after he said he was being crowned king over
Or
all the lands of
psychologist,
wonder.
whatever. Bye, Lewis. What?
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Okay, we just turned into first-person AAA RPG title. Well, maybe not AAA. Certainly on the high end of indie, though. Look at this. That's a
Including
giant
the
cat.
wise calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
Just beautiful. But Molly. I am speechless. I am actually speechless. The level of detail put into just the evolution of RPG gaming all the way up to this point. And oh, this is...
His queen waited, holding his crown.
Really? Wait a second. We have to look at the stained glass. So that's Odin on the very right. That's either Sam or Milton on the left. I don't know why Milton would be an adult, so I assume that's Sam. That's Lewis in the middle. Oh no, it could be all Lewis. Because Lewis sailed. Lewis explored the dungeon. Yeah, no, it's all Lewis. Never mind. I thought it was family members.
There was only one thing left to do.
That's right. Stand at attention, boys. My crowning Sarah. Okay, if you can't spot it, just... Hey, man. Did you see that up there? Are you sure this is part of the... Yeah, I'm just getting a little nervous, okay? No, you're right. I'll go, I'll go, okay? I'll go. Jeez, talk about pushy.
Bend down his head.
Hey, boys. Good day to be French, huh?
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Emily Newth.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
He seemed like an okay guy. Yeah. Dad at 22. Rest in peace, Lewis. I'm sure we would have gotten along very well. Out of all the family members, I feel like you and me would have gotten along the most. Because you had creativity, not just an imagination. So, I'm guessing we all can tell. I didn't want to go through there. I think we can all tell how Lewis died. It doesn't really need saying, but that's just oof.
On the way back
Complete
from
oof.
Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
So we left Edie here?
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
We're at the tippy top now.
I wish we'd stayed.
Styrofoam peanuts?
But I understand why we left.
Pork hunkies. I don't know what that says. I can't read. Alright, Edith and Mom. To be honest, this game kind of has me speechless by this point.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Didn't even pack, huh? That's Sanjay, I assume. What's this? Oh, okay. Prayer. I don't know that one. I was never big on prayers. Memorizing lines. I always figured it should feel more personalized. Alright. The last 3 Finches there. And I figured that's Edith right there. We saw that picture way back in the first episode. Might have been the second, I don't remember. But it was early on.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
You know what, guys? This has been pretty heavy so far, and I have a feeling we're on the precipice of the end here. So we're gonna go ahead and call it for that episode. We got to see Milton and Lewis. I guess Milton got what he wanted. He got to escape. Lewis, too. He escaped to his imagination. Rest in peace to both those guys, and wow, just breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking. The game is amazing. It is quickly becoming one of my favorite adventure games of all time. And just it stands as a memorial to what adventure games should be. It displays art like no other game that I've played. It has unique viewpoints on pretty much everything, and it displays everything good about how video games can bring an art style to life. And I don't really know what to say. we'll have to finish this adventure next week. So, I'll see you guys again around that time. Thanks so much for stopping by. Leave a comment if you've enjoyed this experience. And go ahead and consider subscribing if you enjoy my content. It would be greatly appreciated, and it lets me know that you guys are enjoying what I'm putting out there. Alright, guys, ladies, take care.